Have you ever felt like no matter how much effort you put in, things stay pretty much the same? You read, study, visualize, repeat affirmations, meditate, try to stay positive, align with what people say is the right vibration, and still, the results don't change the way you hoped. The emotions feel the same, the patterns repeat, and everything seems to go in circles. It's like something invisible is holding you in place. And then the doubt comes in. Why is my reality still so similar even though I'm trying so hard to change it? Is there something wrong with the techniques? Am I doing something wrong? Or is there something deeper that's keeping this cycle alive? This feeling of stagnation, even while you're in motion, is not uncommon. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're failing. What's happening might be way more subtle than you think. Most people believe manifestation and reality shifting are all about conscious will, about wanting something badly, focusing hard, and acting with intention. But there's one essential detail that's usually ignored: the quantum field, a system that mirrors our reality and doesn't respond to effort. It responds to vibrational coherence. But what does that mean in practice? It means you can say all the right things, do all the right things, and still be sending out, without realizing it, the same old signal. Not because you don't want to change, but because your body, your emotions, your energy are still running on the same pattern, like a loop. Real change doesn't happen just when you think differently. It happens when you vibrate differently, especially when you're not trying to control anything. That's why so many people experience this paradox. They change habits, change how they talk, change their external posture, but stay tuned into the same inner identity. And the quantum field, which is neutral, simply reflects what's still present. The same signal, the same reality. The real question isn't whether you want to change. The real question is, has your frequency already changed? Because as long as your body holds on to the old identity with that repeated emotional pattern, that vibration rooted in what's familiar, the quantum field will keep organizing reality in a way that matches that signal, not the one you consciously desire. That's why so many conscious efforts fail, because behind the intention, there's still a vibrational identity stuck in old patterns. What repeats on the outside is just a reflection of what's still being supported on the inside. The mind wants the new, but the body still vibrates the known, and reality, obediently, responds to what remains as the foundation. At this point, it's no longer a matter of effort, it's a matter of coherence. And as long as the old self frequency is still active, reality will keep finding ways to reorganize events to reflect exactly that. Not as punishment, but as a precise vibrational response. So maybe stagnation isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. Maybe it's a faithful reflection of a frequency that hasn't been updated yet. And if that's the case, change doesn't depend on what you do, but on what you no longer vibrate. There's a clear difference between changing on the outside and transforming on the inside. Changing habits, routines, setting new goals, all of that is visible. It can be planned, written down, shared. But the frequency that really sustains your reality is silent. It doesn't show up in the words you say, but in what your body keeps emitting when you're not trying to look different. That's where many people get lost. They believe they're evolving because they're doing new things. And yes, they are moving. But the quantum field, the space where all possibilities exist, doesn't respond to surface-level movement. It responds to the vibration that remains when the mind relaxes, when the performance stops, when everything goes back to autopilot. That autopilot state is where what we call the old self lives. An identity shaped over the years, and for many over a whole lifetime, through experiences, recurring emotions, repeated beliefs, and conditioned responses to the world. It's a frequency the body learned to hold. Even when consciously, you no longer want to be that version of yourself.